Morning lads, how's it going? Welcome back to the Blue Lounge. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. As you can see by the thumbnail, we're going to be addressing the Federico Chiesa story. His anticipated move to Chelsea, the apparent interest from Chelsea Football Club for Federico Chiesa. That is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I might also be addressing a couple of other stories that are currently relevant, but the main topic of today's video is Federico Chiesa and the apparent £84 million transfer to Chelsea. Before we do that though, I want to ask you guys for a massive favour. As you can see, I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers and every single sub counts. So if you haven't subscribed to the Blue Lounge and you're watching my videos on the regular, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a ton to me. And if you're enjoying the video, give it a like, and also in the comments below, give me your feedback. And there's also something else in regards to the comments below that I'll be telling you about towards the end of the video, an important announcement-ish, so make sure you stick around to the end to get that. Anyway lads, without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, Federico Chiesa to Chelsea. Well, let's look at Federico Chiesa's situation at Juventus before we can start talking about him to Chelsea. You see, Federico Chiesa is currently on loan to Juventus. Officially, he is still a Fiorentina player. However, this is his second year loan to Juventus. He has been loaned out to Juventus on a 2-year deal with an obligation to buy by Juventus. So Juventus must purchase him straight out at the end of this season. The loan deal was for 10 million euros. So Juventus paid Fiorentina already 10 million euros in respect to the loan, the 2-year loan. They have to buy him out for 40 million euros at the end of the season. And they also need to pay 10 million euros in bonuses and other fees in respect to that deal. So by the end of it, Juventus would have to have paid 60 million euros to keep Chiesa at Juventus. Now, this is in respect to Juventus, Fiorentina and Chiesa. Chelsea's interest. Now, apparently Chelsea are looking and are willing to fork out £84 million. That's what the reports are saying. £84 million to acquire Federico Chiesa and to bring him in to Chelsea Football Club. Now, that's where we are in respect to the story. Now, is this story accurate? Is this story true? I can't confirm or deny the story because it has been reported by multiple sources. I do believe Chelsea are interested in a player of that caliber, and Chelsea have been interested in Chiesa for quite some time. Before the move to Juventus, Chelsea were looking and were interested in acquiring Chiesa. At the time, I think his value was like £24 million, but Chelsea decided not to go for Chiesa. So Chelsea have had Chiesa on their radar for quite some time. So don't be surprised at this story. It could be true, it may not be. It may be just paper talk. It may be, newspapers, magazines trying to generate clicks. It could be. But let's look at the actual player himself and what he could add to Chelsea Football Club. Now, Federico Chiesa, and again, I don't like stats. When I say I don't like stats, I check stats, I read stats. But I don't want to give you a video full of stats, because if you're interested in stats, there's a ton of websites you can click on and they will give you a proper breakdown in regards to what he has done, what he did in various positions. But I'm going to give you my opinion on what I've read and what I've seen. Federico Chiesa is a very, very talented player, especially in the attacking part of the game. The guy has pace, the guy has skill, the guy has vision, the guy has a good finish on him, and the guy has determination and he wants to prove himself. He's one of those players that is never satisfied unless he makes a stand and makes a statement every time he steps onto that pitch. And sometimes you need a player like that. You need a player who is going to always go that extra mile, for the performance, for the team, to contribute to the team. And Chiesa does that. Chiesa will bring that to the team. Now, the thing is with Chiesa, he plays across the front line and he can also play as a second striker. He's best utilized as a wider player, but like I said, he can play across that front line. Now, does Chelsea actually need to acquire a player like Chiesa? With the attacking players that we currently have at the squad, with the numbers that we currently have in the squad, do we need to go out and spend £84 million to get Federico Chiesa? Well, the simple answer is no. Chelsea do not need to spend £84 million to bring in Federico Chiesa. That being said, Federico Chiesa is a fantastic player and would add a lot to Chelsea. But for Chelsea to actually go ahead and buy Federico Chiesa, they will need to, in my opinion, make some sales, get rid of some of their current attacking players, because we're going to have too many. We're going to have too many. Now, Chelsea can go ahead and buy a new striker, and we wouldn't need to sell anybody because we are a little bit light when it comes to strikers. But when it comes to attackers, we've got a full deck. I believe that Chelsea would need to sell one of the current crop of attackers to make room for Chiesa. And I don't mean financially. Financially, we can afford him. I think it's more of a squad rotational basis, because you got Ziyech, you got Mason Mount, you got Kai Havertz, you got Pulisic, you got Callum, you got Barkley, you got Ruud Loftus-Cheek, you got a whole bunch of players that can fit in and give you that attacking threat. So you need to get rid of at least one to swap for Chiesa. So that is my only concern. Do we actually do that? Who do we get rid of? Who? Pulisic, Ziyech, Timo Werner, Callum? Who would you get rid of to bring in Federico Chiesa? So for me, it's a little bit of a difficult one. Like I said, Federico Chiesa does add a lot to the team, but at the same time, you're going to have to take out a player to bring him in. And that is in respect to Federico Chiesa, and that is the situation we're in respect to Federico Chiesa. Now, another story that's currently making the rounds, and that is Andreas Christensen. Apparently, we are really close to him signing his contract, to sign his extension. Now, I know the sticking point earlier was the length of the contract, because he was offered 5 years. He wanted to get a 3-year deal. So it looks like a compromise has been reached. Hopefully, we will hear something over the next couple of days in respect to Andreas Christensen's contract. Now, I did tell you that I will be making a announcement-ish. Well, it's not an announcement-ish. Basically, tonight we're doing a Q&A live stream. So we'll be discussing a whole bunch of stuff. And in the comments below, I want you to tell me, or I want you to ask me any questions you want me to address in the Q&A. So down below, let me know what topics, what questions you have for the Q&A for later on tonight. And I will be looking at them and I will be addressing them on air tonight with the rest of my panel. Have a great day, lads, and I will see you later on this evening. Take care of yourselves and peace out.